Hi everyone, you're very welcome to this channel Narcon with myself and Remy on the sofa over there. Today I'm going to get into, as I promised in the last podcast, comments that are left on social media by narcissists, and particularly on the channel narcscon over 2023. I decided to gather up comments from people that were either narcissists or narcissistic, or people like you and I who are very bitter maybe on their journey to healing, or have been very hurt and are lashing out. So the comments I'll read are obviously not all from narcissists, but some of them very clearly are. The purpose of collecting them, because normally I'll just let you into how I actually manage the channel for anyone that's interested, because it'll give a bit of background to the comments themselves. So I patrol the comments. I go through them in the morning and I go through them in the evening for a few different reasons. One of them is I want to know what's going on with people, and I want to be there as much as possible with the time that's allowed. And also, I don't want any awful, nasty, narcissistic comments trying to stop people from healing or being nasty to our community, because people have come here for a safe place to learn about what they've been through so that they can go forwards in their lives and live their own lives of purpose. And it is unhelpful to have narcissists coming into this environment when a person has previously been in an abusive situation with one of these creatures. So from that point of view, I would like to, normally I would delete the comment and I would block the person if the comment was awful. If somebody is just giving an alternative point of view that's valid and useful to people's healing on this journey, of course that comment is left in and people can interact with it and give their own opinions. I am not dictating, that there's no negativity allowed. But some of these comments are pretty vicious and they just do not have a place in our community. So I decided to gather the comments from 2023, and I had to uncover the deleted comments, etc., and get them back as much as I could. So I could only go back 6 months. And here was me in the last week saying, come on, narcissists, comment. I need your content. So it kind of turned it on its head. But anyway, let's get into it without further ado and see what they had to say. So I'll read the comment out and then I'll give a little bit of analysis or feedback on it. And please feel free to do the same. This is our time to be able to answer back, where normally no contact and ignoring these type of things is definitely the best policy. However, this is going to be interesting and useful, I hope. Okay, so the first one I have here is, and it's against our community. If you get hooked on validation and praise, then who is the narcissist? Now, narcissists will come on here. I just should have said this before I go through the rest of the comments. They come on here and anywhere else on your own social media for a few purposes. One of them is to cause drama. Second one is to trigger you. The third one is to turn the truth into a lie. It's to turn you, the victim, into the abuser. It's to totally confuse you, to make rubbish of the fact that we are pushing out the truth. We're educating ourselves about what a narcissist is, and it is having an impactful, detrimental effect to their ability to be able to abuse people. So they do not like it. And they're coming on these channels. They're everywhere. They always were everywhere. But they're really getting their backs up because people are getting educated. Please share the vids. Please get the word out, because this is having an impact on the narcissistic population. Please share. So what they're saying there is that empathic people, that narcissists hook us in the love bomb stage with validation and praise. And they're actually saying, well, we're the narcissists because of that. Anyway, the next one is, I had an eye operation recently, and I did mention this before, and I think I was on some of the vids like with half the eye closed because it couldn't open properly. This one says, you're pretending you had an eye operation to get attention. That is real projection. That is possibly what that person would have done. And it's also to knock your integrity, to knock the validity of what you're actually saying. So what I was saying on the channel, the information that was going out there was obviously of use and good because this person didn't like it. So they had to try and knock me personally. And that's what they'll do with you. If you're actually doing something very valuable and good, they'll come upon you and try and take you down by hitting at you personally and saying, you're crazy, you're not reliable, you're a fake. They'll say all those things that they are about you to try and take away from whatever good you're doing. Here's another one, and this is why I spoke about Remy in the background there on the sofa, who a lot of people like to see on the channel, and that was a kind of an organic thing as I used to go on walks on the channel initially with Remy, and people liked to hear about him and see him. So he's been included, and he's been a valuable part of my healing journey personally, and I hope he's given some solace to people who are healing, and just that relaxation of him, just that loveliness of our dogs, our furry pets. They really get us through some hard times. So this comment comes in on the back of that, and it says, you abuse your dog by using him only to get attention. And again, that word attention comes in, which is what the narcissists thrive on. It's their fuel. It's like food to them. So there you go. So there you go with that one. Okay, here's another one. And some of these are like kind of a bit funny, but some of them are serious. You with your tabletop psychology, where's that table gone? What the hell do you know about us? You haven't a clue what you're talking about. Well, obviously I do, because it annoyed them. So they had to say that. Then this is one. Stop reading a script. Well, I am reading a script today because I have the questions that are the comments of the narcissists. But as you know, I look into the air, I look sideways, I look everywhere. I don't read scripts. Stop reading a script. And then this person said, and you never answered how to crush them in the past. So he came on a different podcast when I said how to crush the narcissist. So and you never said. Anyway. Some empaths are dark empaths. Listen, if you're light, you're light. You're not dark. If you're dark, you're dark. We all have a certain degree of healthy narcissism in us. So yes, everybody has the capacity to use their narcissism to protect themselves at different stages, or to push themselves forward, or to be ambitious. That doesn't mean they are dark. So this dark empath thing, they actually want to take people that are empathic down and say they're not all that. And that's exactly what the narcissist does in a relationship with you. They discredit you. They try and say that your beliefs, you believe in light, you believe in God, you believe in the universe, you believe in good. That's all a load of rubbish and you're only pretending. So they're basically saying empaths are dark, or there are dark empaths. I don't believe in that. Again, leave your comments if you do. So we're getting into a bit of devil stuff here. The devil isn't real, and there's no such thing as demonic energy. Interesting. Now, there are some people out there that don't want to go there. They want to stick with psychology, and that's okay, and they're entitled to do that. I would just say that if you have met with the energy and come foul of a narcissist's energy, you then tend to change your view of the devil, for want of a better term, but the darkness, the maliciousness, and the malintent of that evil energy is the only way I can use to describe it, that you feel coming towards you. So this is saying it's not real and there's no such thing as demonic energy. May not be a narcissist, maybe just somebody who doesn't believe in that, what if you haven't been introduced to it, people would call hocus pocus, and that's fine. Again, I'm not saying everyone that leaves comments of this ilk is a narcissist, but I'm just getting into the what can I say, the resistance to the information that's going out there. Asking God to help you is the worst advice I've ever heard. Fantasy figures do not help. Now, that's okay. Don't believe in God. Why do you have to put a comment on a channel like that, where a lot of people do believe in God? That's my question about that. Asking God to help you is the worst advice I've ever heard. Well, to me, it's the best advice I've ever heard, because that was the only way I ever got through it myself on my healing journey. And I'm sure a lot of people would agree. You don't have to believe in God. And it could also be someone who's just lost their faith or doesn't believe in God and wants a different answer. Again, interesting. Now, here's someone who clearly hasn't come a cropper with a narcissist. I think it's wrong to dehumanize narcissists. Calling them demos is pretty crappy. Sorry. Now, demos, I think means demons. It's probably, I never heard a slang term for demons, but I'm guessing a demo is the slang for it. So there you go. That is dehumanizing narcissists. Yes, it is very difficult to do if you have a relation who's a narcissist. To separate your love for them as a person in your life, like your brother, your mother, your sister, your best friend, to see the evilness that's attached to the person that you love. It's very hard to look at it like that. But when you get to a certain point in narcissistic abuse, you have to look at it like that to protect yourself. You can treat the person, if you're in their circle or their contact, with respect and dignity, but you have to be aware of what's attached to them. Because if you're not, and you go into that cognitive dissonance, you will get hurt. The next one is, I couldn't stop laughing at this. I know I shouldn't, and I know it's not the way it's meant, but the next one says, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah was the comment. So they weren't clearly impressed with what they were hearing. Blocking a narcissist is narcissism. Being indifferent is healthy. Well, yes, being indifferent is healthy, and it's a stage you get to after you go no contact and block a narcissist, because mostly people need that time to heal away from the intricate spider web weaving that a narcissist will do in your brain. And the more input you have from the narcissist, the more those neuropathways in your brain that were set down in the grooming stage will get relighted. So blocking and no contact is healthy, and then being indifferent is healthy. But I would suggest that the blocking and no contact needs to come first. And it's also very hard for an empathic person to be indifferent to someone that presents as a human in front of them. So interesting comment, but I don't think blocking a narcissist is being a narcissist or is narcissism as such. Then there was a podcast that says, what do narcissists fear? And I just love this comment. Who cares what they fear? They don't care. End of. Now, I just thought that was a good comment, actually, to be honest with you. Well, who cares what they fear? That's probably someone who's moved quite well on. Here's another one. Did you ever think that you were 50% of the toxicology in the relationship? I doubt it. In other words, they're turning it around and saying they're looking for accountability and they're looking for equal blame. And honestly, where there is accountability for certain things we do in the relationship, a covert narcissist is not somebody that you will uncover or realize you're with for quite some time to come if you are not educated and if you are not aware of this personality disorder. So I don't accept that the toxicology is more 50%. It isn't 50%. It isn't. Staying too long after you learn about a narcissist can be a little bit toxic. Staying addicted to a narcissist can be if you're not putting in the work that's needed. But in order to put the work in, you have to first understand what you've been through. You've been in a relationship with a very toxic person. Just go away and stop talking BS. Well, I would suggest that the person that left that comment doesn't have to watch the podcasts. Why don't you go away and then you won't have to listen to what you consider to be BS? Oh, here's another one. So I recently went on TikTok just to, I suppose, it helps. It helps the channel grow. It gets the word out there quicker, wider, I suppose, so that it takes quite a while on YouTube, unless people like, subscribe, share, and look at the podcasts, look at a good bit of them. The algorithm doesn't pick up the podcasts to spread them out, so it takes time to grow. So I wanted to go on TikTok just with the short videos. So I did that. And this person says, why don't you just leave TikTok? And here's another one. And who provides the fuel for all that dark energy? Who encourages demonic energy? Who provides the fuel for all that dark energy? Well, we do unwittingly. We do unwittingly. Is that something that you would blame somebody over? I'm saying no. You don't know what you're dealing with, so your emotional output and your distress is fuel for that demonic energy. Who encourages demonic energy? Well, I'd say there's a man called Old Nick up there somewhere that encourages that. Is anyone else completely confused? People's behavior has nothing to do with you. It's nobody's fault. It's a very, I don't know what to say about that, guys. I don't know what to say about that. But they're basically saying, I'm to stop talking about people's behavior. It's nothing to do with me. So there you go. It's nobody's fault. Well, if there's a no blame game here, unfortunately, it is somebody's fault. And whereas we don't want to say, well, it's your fault and I'm perfect, we need to know what's going on. We need to know that the fault is the personality disorder, so that we can take accountability for ourselves and get right out of there. You're an idiot. Stop posting videos unless you and your dog get hurt. I know where you live, Paula. A lot of YouTubers get threats of violence or worse. It's part and parcel, I think, of going to a very wide audience, particularly with saying things that people don't want to hear, particularly if they have a high level of psychopathy going on. So it's a strange one. But as again I said at the beginning, narcissists do not want this information going out. It's obviously having an effect. They're obviously watching some of these podcasts and they're obviously getting annoyed. Here's a nice one. Ugly old faker. Hell is for you. Posted by someone. Oh yeah, that was posted by someone. Oftentimes when I get a comment like this, ugly old faker, hell is for you. When I often look at the little, what do they call it? The name you have on YouTube or whatever. You choose your name and you have a little picture. This person had Lucifer in the middle of their name. I thought that was very interesting. So they're telling me that I'm ugly, old, and an old faker, and that I'm going to be going to hell. Well, that's an interesting one. That's all I can say. Maybe they can give me the directions to hell so that I can take a different route. They seem to know where it is. Then another one was, this lady sure looks like a demonic narcissist to me. It's proudly evil, a personality disorder, and a misogyny disorder and other disorders mixed in with hatred for people like you, who are exactly what you are projecting onto me. BITCH. And the next one was delicious. I don't know, it was just one word, moron. Sorry now, I don't want to upset anyone, but I'm just, this is what comes in. This is what's out there. Luckily, it's only a minor % of the population, and it's in relation to the population of our community. And the people in our community are absolutely outstanding. And I have met a lot of you. And that's why I'm confident in the fact that there's good in the world. That's why I'm confident that this world is changing. And that's why I'm confident and passionate that we all know about what's actually going on when we come across this energy. The last two comments, guys, that I've gotten are: reactive abuse is often seen as narcissistic behavior by the victim. Now, that is doing what narcissists often do, and they're really interchanging positions. So they're now saying in that comment, I had to think about it because it was a bit mixed up. I couldn't quite get what the person meant. But I think this is what they're saying, that they're saying when the narcissist, they're saying that, say, I'm the narcissist or you're the narcissist. And when we see reactive abuse, that we often believe that this is narcissistic behavior. So it's changing the position of the victim to the abuser. And it's actually kind of, in my opinion, now the person may have meant something else by it, but they're more or less saying that we're actually the ones that are the narcissists. And then the very last one this was a recent one, and I did actually respond to this. I just laughed. People who make these videos about narcissists are actually narcissists. Facts. So I would say that there are some people, and there are some people that are quite clearly, they actually say that they're narcissists that make these videos. But again, a generalized, sweeping statement like narcissists often say to you, everybody thinks this, and everybody thinks you're crazy, and everybody. So they're actually saying that everybody that makes videos educating people on the narcissistic personality disorder are actually narcissists themselves. People, I think, that are on YouTube exposing their vulnerabilities and talking about this subject, and me included, certainly do have narcissistic traits. Everybody has narcissistic traits. And for you to want to make podcasts or videos like this, and to have maybe the passion or the self-belief to do it, your narcissism, your healthy narcissism would drive you sometimes to keep doing it. But it's also your belief in good and what you're actually doing that drives you. So to say that everybody that makes these podcasts are narcissists it's not even subjectively incorrect, it's objectively incorrect. Because for one, not everybody that makes certain genre of videos can all be classified as narcissists in one fell swoop. It just doesn't work like that. So guys, that's what's out there. And I will continue going through the comments morning and evening whenever I have the time capacity to do so, and not allow anything stand. Obviously, I'll miss a few. Not allow anything stand that's going to cause anybody on a healing journey hurt. If a person has a difference of opinion and it's valid and it's going to be of some value to look at things from a different point of view, those comments will definitely stay, because we need some discourse and we need other people's input. And that's what we're here for. We're a community to help and support and to give valuable insights to people and to have discussions and to open up discussions about what we're going through. What interests me about people who leave very negative comments like, stop making these podcasts, stop doing this, you're talking a load of whatever. Why would they do that? It's disruptive, it's nasty. They don't have to keep watching our podcasts about narcissism. So again, it's what they call, I think the word is trolls or trolls on social media. If you yourself have had this, it's a kind of a cowardly way to be your best narcissistic self, to try and disrupt somebody else's equilibrium, and to basically do what narcissists do, to cause damage, harm, throw light onto the fact that somebody might not have a high degree of integrity, to basically down somebody so that other people will say, oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, maybe she or he is not all that. And again, I've seen it even within our community on other channels, where one person will put another channel down, or people will say in the comments, this person is so-and-so and that person is so-and-so. Whenever narcissists get into a community, they try and divide to conquer. They try and divide and throw critique at things to destroy the validity of what's being said. If you spot somebody like this, deal with them as you feel appropriate. My view and best view is to delete and to go no contact, and that is to hide the user from the channel. However, going forward, I may collect more comments and make this into a yearly Christmas collection of comments to remind ourselves how very different narcissists interact with the truth. Bye for now. We'll see you again before Christmas. And I see himself as flat out on a different platform, literally. Okay, guys, see you soon. Bye.